Hey guys, welcome back to Overtakes. This is Cal.
And this is Misfit.
And we are here with our preview / news episode of Overtakes for week 4 of stage 2.
The getaway weekend, if you will. The travel weekend to Dallas.
Yeah, all the teams are in Dallas. They've been there since Monday now.
It's going to be fun, I think.
I'm super excited for it.
I think they picked other than the LA thing, which is weird, I think they picked 2 good areas to do these. Because, I mean, Dallas sold out, and Atlanta right now, they have sold out the cheap seats.
Yeah, they just
for the
started
2 day.
selling it pretty recently, and they sold out all the cheap seats. I'm sure it will be completely sold out by the time it rolls around. I will be shocked if it's not.
Yeah, and we were wrong about like the esports thing in Atlanta.
Apparently it's huge.
It's bigger than we thought. I mean, we come from a graveyard of esports, really.
Oh my God.
And if any of you guys are from Cleveland or out there, prove us wrong. Talk to us. We want to see what's going on other than Super Smash Brothers, because that seems to be the only thing.
Super Smash Brothers or just about any fighting game is all we can find is like.
Or NBA 2K.
Yeah.
That's all we have here.
Yeah, Cavs have a 2K team.
Yeah.
Cavs Legion, I think. Yeah.
They probably can beat the Cavs on the floor at this point, but
oh yeah, you're not wrong.
Anyway,
all right, so we got a few news things to talk about first.
But let's talk disclaimer about Sunday. I apologize. I fucked up when we were streaming. I was trying to mute something. I muted the whole damn stream until I think it was Iceam was like, "Hey, you guys are silent." I was like, "Oh fuck!"
So we lost about 20 minutes or so on it.
Yeah.
So we lost some discussion here and there about certain things, but it's all good. We've got it.
Yeah. So I apologize for that.
For the most part. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
It was my fault more than anything.
But one thing that we did cover, we're not sure how much of it got on the stream, but we just wanted to make sure that it's there, and we've talked
a little bit about it.
And that's Sleepy getting traded to the Washington Justice.
Yeah. I think, hey, it proved to be a good move.
It really did.
He had 3 hours of scrim time and went in there like there was no problem. Then again, you got to think the team he's on right now.
Yeah. Not great, but
it's like a grandmaster going down to plat.
Right. Like, he was on like this god tier team, and now you're going to just a total bottom tier team.
Yeah.
But that being said, I think it's a great trade or a great pickup for Washington, and I think it will help them improve. And it's a move for the future.
Yeah.
Because it sets them up. So now they have a really strong back line with their supports.
Yeah.
You got Arc and Sleepy. That's a really good combo.
Yeah, that's a nice combo. They have at least one decent DPS in Corey. Their tank line is meh.
Yeah,
Sansan. I like Sansan a little bit, but there's some technical things with the way these guys play.
Yeah.
You think somebody who has dubbed themselves Wizard would have figured this out by now, but
I think that they're starting to pull things together, and I'm interested to see. I think they can surprise a few teams and kind of move up into that middle bottom tier.
Yeah.
Like
that 15 to 12-ish.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. 12 is a stretch.
12 might be a stretch, but I think depending on how well it goes, it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, and he was always solid last year. It's just Violet's a god.
Yeah, exactly.
It's understandable why San Francisco went that way. I mean,
yeah, why keep a guy on the bench that can be a starter somewhere else?
Yeah, and they did the same thing with Baby Bay. I mean, who knows? There might be more coming up.
I wouldn't be surprised because they've got so much. I mean, we haven't seen Striker play yet.
What, did he play one map?
I think he played like 1, maybe 2 maps in the entire season so far.
I think he played a map, one of those, the first week when they lost.
Yeah.
I think when they lost to the Gladiators, maybe?
Yeah. So I would not be surprised if Striker is put on the trading block at some point, just because it's like they have found their core. Their core.
And it's not like Sinatra's terrible on other things, and you have Architects.
Flexible. Architect's very flexible.
And so is Rascal.
And you have Rascal. And Rascal has proven himself to be so valuable to that team that I think with those 3 DPS, they're set.
Yeah.
So Striker's just kind of the odd man out. And to be the odd man out on that, like, he's still probably one of the best Tracers in the league.
Oh, yeah.
And if there's any way, shape, or form that Tracer becomes viable again, he will be a huge valuable commodity. Yeah. So I think there's a number of teams who would love to have him, and he's also a really good Widowmaker. He's got some flexibility there.
Yeah, and he picked up Widowmaker in a stage.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's not like he's dumb or anything like that, and it's just a one trick.
Right.
He's just he's beyond good.
Yeah.
But Sleepy to Washington is a good start. It seems like they decided that Moneyball really wasn't working.
Right. Well, I think it's that. They also are just kind of like they're kind of being a little smarter about it than some of the other teams, Florida.
With other things that have been going on.
Yeah.
So just a quick Washington thing. So, Fissure's kind of, doing Fissure things in Seoul.
Yeah.
What do you think? Man, Washington pick up Fissure? Be his fourth team in...
Honestly, it might be beneficial for everybody.
Yeah, and then until next year, and then...
Yeah, and then he's on his fifth team.
Yeah. Fucking Terrell Owens.
Right, good lord, man.
I was going to say Chad Johnson, but Chad Johnson stayed with the Bengals most of his career. He's just a weirdo.
He's just a knucklehead the whole time.
Yeah. That's that. Let's move on. So, let's talk about... this just dropped about, an hour ago or so?
Yeah, it was pretty... It's not been very long.
Yeah, we're recording this on Thursday. So the World Cup schedule has been announced. And it's different. It's kind of like if you guys watched our preview shows, some of the stuff we were talking about in December.
Yeah, it was a while ago. But we talked about it because the Overwatch League schedule is so much more spread out than it was, that it's not going to be over until... almost October, like halfway through September is when it's all going to completely wrap up. They have really condensed the World Cup, and it was something we kind of we thought might happen, but...
And it's not a bad thing that it's happening, because it was weird.
Yeah, it was definitely way too spread out. There wasn't enough coverage of certain games, and that's something that they seem to have really gone out of their way to make sure. And then we also figured the way that they're setting it up, they're getting ready for Overwatch League for next season.
Yeah, for 2020.
Where you're going to have multiple games played at the same time.
Yeah. I think right now, like our schedule where we have... I think they're looking to do what they're doing on the getaway weekends.
Yeah.
Where they're going to condense it down to 2 days, maybe 3.
Right.
Instead of... I mean, it's great having Overwatch, Thursday to Sunday.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But in reality, you can't cover all the games at once. Right. No league does that. No league has everything opened up. NBA, NHL, Premier League. There are games going on at the same time.
Mm-hmm. It's a completely unavoidable thing most of the time. The only time they really can do it is during the playoffs.
Yeah, which is when everybody wants to watch anyway.
Right.
And even if you look at baseball and hockey and basketball, there are games that are going on at the same time during the playoffs.
Yeah.
You have
there's overlapping games for sure.
Well, a little less with baseball now. They used to do it a lot more back in the day, where
when they all had to play day games. And all that.
Well, I mean, like back right when the wild card came in and all that.
Yeah.
You had a lot of overlapping.
Yeah, they've gotten better about doing that and like scheduling them out so there's not as many games played in one day and all of that.
Yeah, but I mean, there's some inevitabilities when you're going to that system,
right?
And they're just going to have to. And if you notice, like on their webpage, guys, they're picking the game of the week. Mm-hmm. It's kind of setting up like the NFL. So the national game is the Cowboys and the Giants,
right?
And at least we don't
Not
get
that anybody would want to watch that right now.
Well, no, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Well, the first Sunday. I'm shocked actually. The first Sunday night game is not the Giants and the Cowboys.
Yeah, that is weird.
That is fucked up.
That's what happens when the Giants are a dumpster fire.
And the Cowboys are
perpetual disappointments. So the
they
Cowboys over the last 20 years.
They should move to Houston and change their colors to black and
Well, their football
green.
team does the same thing too, so
they're
just more exciting. They're somewhat exciting in the regular season, and then they can't get past the first round.
Yeah. Well, at least they're getting in the playoffs.
I mean, they both are, but they're both just losing in the first round.
Come
on, Jerry, give Dak that big old contract. Lock him in for 6 years.
Yeah.
Make him the highest paid quarterback in the league. do it.
Do it for all the Giant fans and Eagle fans and Redskin fans, so they don't feel so fucking bad about themselves.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about. All right, so let's actually dive into this.
Yeah,
we got
so it's gonna start with all of the teams are gonna be able to make their rosters. I think they're gonna have their tryouts in June and July, or July and August. They're gonna have their tryouts to figure out their finalized teams. Then they'll have a bunch of time to practice because it's not gonna be until basically the week before BlizzCon. And then the weekend of BlizzCon is the real meat of it. So it's going to start with prelims and...
they're doing a weird seeding system too. So
they're going to be weighted by what they...
have done previously.
Yeah.
Which is... I don't mind it, but it's kind of fucked because there are people that played on the 2016 World Cup team for Korea and the US that are... probably not playing at all.
Yeah, that are retired or whatever. But I get it in the sense of, they have more of a pool to pull from than some other, smaller countries and stuff. So I get it in that sense. You don't... Obviously, if South Korea has a really bad game, you still don't want them in your, out of your top 5.
Well, yeah. Well, you can't. And conversely, if Poland has a good game...
You can't be they're the number 1 seed, and then they're just going to get stomped.
Yeah, I get it. It's just... I'm bad with putting previous years' results into a pool for something, because I always... if you did that with you do that with the Overwatch League. You're constantly thinking Shanghai's terrible,
right?
But they're not.
Yeah.
Or you think Houston's good, and I not. It's just that, but it makes sense, I guess. It makes sense. But so
then it's gonna after the prelims, the top 5 ranked teams are gonna receive buys, and then it's gonna be a single elimination bracket. Then it'll be the group stage, and that's where it really gets.
That's when you get into BlizzCon.
Yeah, and that's when you're gonna really get some meaty games. You got the top 3 teams per group advance. You're going to have multiple groups. So that'll be interesting to see. And then you have your full-on playoff bracket once you figure out the groups. It's going to be cool. I'm excited about it. I think it'll be really interesting to see how they work some of the semantics of having multiple games being played at the same time. Who's going to be casting what at what time? They're promising everything beyond everything prelims and on is all going to be available for streaming, which is very exciting. I'm very happy about that because that was one of our biggest gripes of last year is
there were some matches you couldn't...
some matches you literally couldn't watch, then other ones that were... Who knows? They just... they existed, but... They got streamed at weird times. There was 0 advertisement for them. Yeah. So I think they'll be able to really do better at being able to actually push what's happening.
Right. And I think it's better too, because in any kind of World Cup scenario, you have it centralized. Right. Because, you have preliminaries and all that stuff, but once you start getting into the meat of group stages and all that, you don't have your fan base. If you're Sweden and you're playing in the Pacific group, and you're playing games at fucking 4:00 in the morning. Yeah. It's just weird.
Yeah, no, never in any other World Cup is it so you got to the final or the big actual tournament, but your games are going to be played here. Those games are going to be in this country. Yeah. Then these games are going to be in this country, and then for the final thing, that's when they'll all come together. It's just no, you do that all in the same country. At the very least.
Yeah, exactly.
You do it all in, and you try to keep that as centralized as possible.
I would love to see them move it.
I think they will, and I think that's why.
Well, I guess Blizzard sold the Blizzard Arena to Warner Brothers for 2020. Was it 2023? I think it is. Okay. So they weren't going to use it for anything really anyway besides this. Right. And
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them, whatever.
They can use the Valiant or the Gladiators arena if they're going to do it for BlizzCon, like in 2020.
Exactly.
Or they can just
use whatever arena they're going to have, or the convention center, because I'm sure there's a big enough thing in the convention center to do something like that. Or
do it in Seoul, or do it... Well, actually, they did last year. Didn't they have it inside the...
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so, I mean, they got room.
So, they'll be fine. And I would love to see, like... I would not be surprised if next year's World Cup, or if there is a World Cup eventually in Seoul.
Yeah, in Seoul.
Maybe not during BlizzCon.
Right.
Like, I would be... I think they should do that. Actually, even if it is during BlizzCon and they basically do 2 simultaneous BlizzCons.
Yeah.
Would be cool as fuck.
Yeah, what?
I think that would... But that's...
I mean, the World Cup's always fun, though. Because sometimes you get to see players from other countries that Boston's going to pick up. Mm-hmm. So that's good.
All right. So let's talk about the big news that came out this week.
The most fun news yet.
Probably the most fun I've had playing this game since it came out. Like, even before it came... Like,
with Double Bastion.
Like... Because even when it came out, like, I don't think I had as much fun as I did last night.
Yeah.
Playing on the PTR with this whole...
Workshop.
With the workshop. So, basically, Kaplan and all of them, they came out with a developer thing yesterday about the workshop, which is basically...
A mod system.
Pretty much a modding system, yeah. Like, it's like, in some ways it's lesser, in some ways it's more... You can't really do too much with terrain yet.
And the aesthetics.
And some of the aesthetic stuff, but there is, like, you have so much room to mess around with mechanics and just all kinds
of crazy shit.
Craziness.
We played a couple last night, and I didn't really play one that wasn't fun.
Yeah.
A couple of them were weird.
Some were weird, yeah.
I mean, someone's already come up with fucking Hammond racing.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely
hilarious and super fun.
The best thing is, guys, is these guys are release the code, and you can put it into I think it's in the custom game one. Anyway, there's a whole demo on it on Blizzard.
Yeah.
On the Overwatch site. But you can put the code in, and you can have that game mode in yours and play with your friends if you just want to play with your friends instead of playing with a bunch of randoms. Which, that was even fun. I mean, I haven't had that much fun in a long time. Like,
same.
Especially that, what the fuck was that? Infection?
Yes.
Infection mode.
So we played a few different other ones too, because that one was the one we played the most. Like there's the CSGO gun game. Where once you get a kill, you switch to a new hero.
Yep. Which we were playing against, like, Grandmasters and shit.
Yeah, it was... I don't think they were Grandmasters. I was looking through some of their profiles, and a lot of them were like Diamond and...
Okay, to me that's a
Diamond and Platinum. But
they were
still... Some of those guys were really fucking good.
And you could tell they were all DPS players.
Yeah, no kidding. But... So that one's cool. It's just a cool concept that you could throw in there. Then there was... I played a zombie mode where you're running around as soldier. You can't shoot. All you can do is sprint.
Yeah.
And then you're being chased by... There's one Reaper. If you die as soldier to a Reaper, then you become Reaper. And you get points by killing soldiers. Or if you are a soldier and you survive the 1 minute round, you get 5 points.
Okay.
So that was really cool.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Seeing seeing... And this is something that somebody threw together
in like 5 hours, 6 hours.
3 or 4 hours, maybe.
I mean, if you think about it, it came out at, 2 o'clock?
Yeah.
On yesterday.
And we were playing around 10 o'clock last night.
Yeah, so... and people were playing that for hours.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like...
That's the first day of this, is this kind of stuff. Somebody made like a Super Smash Brothers mode, which made zero sense to either of us. Apparently, the damage you take increases your percentage
of getting
knockbacked.
Yeah.
Or getting knockback.
The knockback exponentially gets greater.
Yeah. So, like, if you get booped by somebody, you're flying across the map.
Yeah.
Super Smash Brothers style. Which is cool, but it got real weird.
Because...
so they got some things to work on with that one.
Yeah, there was one dude was playing...
got something.
Yeah, one dude was playing Lucio, and no one could shoot him.
Right.
And he was just, like, he got me. It was on Ilios, too. Ilios well, and I got booped, like, from the backside of the point all the way. Like, I think I probably would have went to the big fucking statue. I was just like, okay, I'm flying.
And then the final one, well, actually, no, then we played Diva Bumper Cars.
Yeah.
Which was super fast movement. Everything outside of a large bubble in the middle on Busan Sanctuary was fire.
Fire damage.
Yeah, you take fire damage, but you can constantly boost, and you can...
and your boop is like...
Your boop is crazy. Like, the knockback is increased like 300% or something like that.
Yeah.
And
I think that one was a work in progress. They were just testing stuff out.
Yeah, they were just kind of messing around, but it was fun. Like, you're flying around, booping other divas, trying to get them out of their mech because they're taking fire damage, and like, it was hilarious. And then the last one we played was probably the funnest This was where
so
it really
fun.
hit, and it was called Infection, where whatever kills you is the character you become.
Right, so you can start off as whoever you want. And then, like, it got fun after a couple of rounds. And then it eventually, when it gets to the point of, they have a moderator, and once it gets to the point where everybody's the same hero, it resets.
Yeah, they would just reset it.
The cool thing is, it's like, you can be like, who are we going to try and infect?
Right.
Or what are we going to infect?
We want to try to make everybody into.
Yeah. So, one match, I went on Widowmaker and started that, and...
Then, and it was like a toss-up between Widowmaker and, who?
Was it Lucio or something?
I think it was, no, it was it was Widowmaker and Roadhog.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So it was one or the other of that. Then there was another one where, like, everyone became Bastion by the end.
It was the Hammond one.
The Hammond one was so ridiculous.
And then Genji was another one.
Genji was probably the most fun because it's just like... Just seeing all these Genjis just diving through, because if you die, you just stay in the exact same spot that you already were.
Yeah, because you don't go to respawn.
No.
You just regenerate.
So if you die to a Genji, you're staying as Genji.
Oh, that was super fun.
And like... I mean, how many times I would just like slice through a crowd, get like a triple kill, and it's just everybody doing that constantly,
and then
because you can
4 Dragon Blades at once.
Yeah, you're getting tons of Dragon Blades. Like everyone's resetting their dash constantly.
Yeah,
man.
It was super fun.
Or like chasing down the Lucio, it's like hiding, trying to stay as Lucio. Like it was so awesome.
Yeah, and then there was the one where the Hammond Lucio battle on fucking Oasis University. That was insane.
Yeah.
Because
just trying to boop each other off the edge to see which character you're going to be. Like, did I get booped by a Hammond or did I get booped by a Lucio?
I'm a ball.
I guess I'm a ball now.
Yeah. It was super fun. But this also has a lot of potential, and if you guys take this into context, for league-wise, too, because you can do things for your team for practice. And for, like, us, too, I was thinking about, like, you guys have all probably heard of or played Aim Hero.
Yeah.
You can make Aim Hero modes on different maps.
Yep. I am fully expecting there to be training modes for each and every character, for each and every ability at some point.
Yeah.
So, like, for instance, like Anna Sleep Darts, you can get one where it'll be to practice those, to practice...
Anything.
Really
Doomfist
anything,
combos.
Yeah. Doomfist combos, like any number of things. That
Swinging
you
your
practice.
whip as Brigida. Oh, wait, we already have that. It's called the League.
Yeah, right.
And anyway.
But yeah, like that's...
Yeah, but there's so much, and it's going to be fun, guys. And we do talk, like, I know a couple people are like, hey, you're not talking about the League. You know what? We play the game, too.
Yeah. But there is potential for the League in that sense. And then there's also, like, people can balance things because they can adjust how much damage certain things do and, like, how...
And game modes.
How things are interacted. Game modes. Like, there is so many possibilities. And, like...
Yeah. And they open it up to the community.
It still blows my mind that there's some people that are just like... This game's dead because they're just giving the tools to the community so now they can do it. They can do all the work for them. It's like, they've always done this.
It's
How do you think
editor.
Dota became a thing?
There's always been a map editor and like any kind of fucking RTS that they did.
Right. Like, that's just what Blizzard does. Like, the fact that it took them as long as it did is what kind of surprises me. But honestly, this is great because now all the things that the community's been asking for, somebody can make.
Yeah, and people can screw around with it. So they're not spending all of their time balancing heroes. I know they're working on that, but they're watching this stuff too. And if someone posts something on Reddit, hey, look, I did this with May, for instance.
Exactly.
They might look at that and go, hey, you know what? That is fucking awesome.
Somebody actually did something really cool with May. They made it so when you spray the ground with her ice, she moves faster.
Oh, no.
Which is the most terrifying thing I've ever fucking seen. Think about that, guys. Jonak.
Oh, my God.
No.
No. My nightmare has just gotten worse. And then the sorry line after the fucking ice cube gets put through your brain.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be fantastic. But no, that's actually... See, now that's... Aside from the fear of that, because I've been playing a lot of Wrecking Ball.
Right.
That's pretty awesome.
Right.
Like kind of like Iceman from the X-Men, where he... Now, if she could do that shit, like make it like bridge up.
Oh, dear God.
That would be... All right, guys,
well, she
get on that.
can with her wall.
Come on, guys. Coding people, smart people. I want to play this. Yeah. That's why, I said on Twitter, I love Mountain Blade Warband because it's the same thing. They opened it up to the community. They thought there's a lot of aesthetics and stuff you can do in there, but
it also
it keeps you in the game. And think about streams and keeping this game going. So someone's gonna come, like people are gonna be on there. People are on there now coming up with stuff in Workshop.
Yeah, I
saw a couple of people online go, "Hey, I'm on Twitch doing."
That you're getting the community more engaged in a game, and it's going to do nothing but good things for it.
And it takes the focus off of ranked.
Yep,
and it puts some fun back in it. You know what? You might have fun in ranked.
It injects fun back into the game that was so desperately needed.
Yeah,
and then you're also getting you're just getting so many more things, and then I think also that allows the developers to actually focus on the things that they need to focus on as far as making maybe a new map type, making new maps, making new heroes. Like they said that they have a backlog of heroes that are pretty much ready to go.
Yeah.
So,
and if you think about
a possible expansion, who knows?
And all of the other stuff, like all of the lore, all of the movies and all that stuff that we came to like. The thing is there was a certain point where they had to start balancing heroes and back off the cool shit.
Exactly.
To get some of the stuff in line to where it is now, where it's not horrible.
Exactly. So it's so exciting, and I'm super excited to see where it all goes and just the different crazy shit that people come up with.
And I think also some of it has to do with Jeff's background in WoW.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and stuff like that, and StarCraft, and some of the stuff that they...
And I mean, Blizzard in general, like they've had these mod tools. The only game that they never really released a mod tool for was World of Warcraft for understandable reasons.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it though, you're modding yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, those games you don't really need a mod system.
Yeah, exactly.
You're creating new heroes.
And people still did it.
Yeah.
People still managed to make their own wacky servers and things like that. They weren't supposed to, but they did it anyway.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, there's any number of things that we can see from this. And I think it's going to be good for the league. It's just going to be good for this game in general.
Yeah.
It's a dead game, guys.
It's a dead game.
It's a dead game.
Terrible game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Apex is going to take over. Oh, they lost 75% of their Twitch viewership in less than a month?
It's comical because it's like if you guys watch sports with the Overwatch. I know we're going on a little bit about this, but it's like when you have somebody like Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
The next thing, he's the next Lawrence Taylor. No, he's not. He's the next Joe Montana. No, you're not the next Joe Montana. He's the next Tom Brady. No, you're not.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm not calling this the be-all, end-all game, but what I'm saying is everybody thinks that the next thing coming is better than Overwatch.
Yes.
And it fails.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, Apex was fun-ish, but there's too many hackers, there's too many bugs, there's too many bullshit things, and it's still
a battle royale game. It's the same concept you've been playing for years, and it's just like, there's only, honestly, as cool of a concept as it is, there's only so much you can do with that idea.
Not as much playability in that for me.
Yeah, same.
Because, I mean, you're getting different weapons, you're moving around or whatever, but with Overwatch, you have a different map, you need to play a different hero, you're playing...
You gotta go with different strategies for different maps and all of that. Like, there's
or just play Hanzo.
Yeah. Oh my god. All right. So anyway, that's enough on that stuff.
Yeah.
To our actual week preview. So you guys can skip that if you want, whatever.
Yeah.
You're missing out. It was a fun time. Like, seriously, go check out some of the stuff on the PTR.
It's really brilliant, some of it.
It's so fun.
Some of it's bizarre and weird. Some of it is you're in there playing going, And you can, like I said, you can get the code to the game.
Yeah.
Most of these guys are releasing the code to it. So and look out on Twitter and Discord, because I think different people are putting different things up. Like Jane's doing shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually come up with a whole Discord.
Yeah.
So Jane's going to work some kind of game mode where it's what he wants rank to be.
Yep.
So that's going to be awesome. Anyway, off that.
Let's move into week 4 preview. This is the travel week. We're going to Dallas.
Oh boy.
Sold out arena. What, 3,500 people?
Yeah.
This is going to be awesome, guys.
I think it's 35 or 45. 35 is the Philly arena. 45
I think it's 45. Yeah.
Oh, damn it, Bobby.
Right? But this is so exciting.
Yeah.
So the big games to watch this week are going to be both Dallas games.
Yeah, I think so. I want to see what the crowd's like and all that stuff.
I'm excited to see how the crowd reacts.
And how Dallas does.
Yes.
This is big for Dallas.
It is. There is also the Houston game against Seoul, but
it's a big week for Seoul and a big week for Chengdu, really, too.
The crowd's probably going to be pretty crazy for that for the first half of the first map, and then Seoul is going to take over, and it'll be dead silence.
Yeah.
With all those Houston fans in there. No, they're traveling because I keep running into Houston fans everywhere, it feels like. And I don't understand.
How?
I don't know. How are you a fan of this team?
Well,
I get it if you're from there.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta ride or die with your team.
But remember, last year, they had that run that San Francisco just broke.
Yeah.
So, it's not like they were terrible last year. They barely missed going into the playoffs.
True.
They were in the stage playoffs. It's just, we discussed this on the power rankings, so just go back and we don't need to talk about their issues again.
Right.
But that's a big game for Seoul.
That's a big game for Seoul. That's a big game. It'll be interesting. I'm mostly intrigued by the crowd and how they're going to respond to that, because I think they're going to be nuts to start that game.
That one, the Hangzhou Chengdu match really matters the most as far as head-to-head matchups.
As far as actual head-to-head matchups,
for the stage playoffs.
Yeah.
And that is going to be as much fun as it's going to be watch Dallas at home. Boy, those people in Dallas are going to get some Chinese Overwatch going.
I won't be surprised if there's a huge turnout or huge fandom for that game, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's
how hyped Hangzhou was to start the season, and then with how hyped Chengdu is now.
Yeah, and the way their play styles and the way Hangzhou has come back and decided to play aggressive and get into people's shit and play Crystal and all that stuff. All the stuff that's been working that we talked about it all in the last episode.
Yeah, this is going to be a good week. Or this is a big week for Hangzhou because they also have to play Paris. That's going to be interesting.
All these matchups are huge.
Yeah.
Dallas has the easiest schedule, and Dallas and Seoul.
Yeah. Dallas and Seoul really do have the easiest schedule. Because they play the same two teams.
Yeah, they play the two worst teams in the bracket or on the weekend.
Yeah, they play.
Dallas. It's Dallas's homecoming. You gotta schedule the shit teams for your homecoming
for sure,
and especially the shit rival team.
Yeah,
just so you can knock them around a little bit.
It's like it's like in football when you get the Browns versus the Bengals anymore.
Yeah.
Like the Browns were that before, but now it's flipped.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But yeah, or Ohio State versus Ohio University.
Yeah. Oh, it's homecoming weekend. They're playing Kent.
Yeah.
Kent still fields a football team that's Division... Are they Division 1?
They're playing Miami of Ohio.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing in the SEC, too.
Yeah.
Alabama's playing fucking Tallahassee Teachers College.
Right. Oh, God. But yeah, that's basically what's happening for Dallas. And, hey, it's cool.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
But that last match of the week is going to be insane crowd-wise.
And I'm glad they scheduled. And the matches, just FYI, guys, the matches are earlier.
Yes.
So the matches...
Keep that in mind.
Yeah, the matches start noon Eastern on Saturday and 1 Eastern on Sunday. Well, kind of a football-ish schedule.
Yeah.
Times.
Huh.
So
especially in that town.
So let's talk a little bit about Hangzhou Chengdu.
Yeah.
We kind of hinted at that. That's going to be the biggest match of day one.
Yes.
So we have both of these teams are fighting to get into the stage playoff.
Mm-hmm.
Hangzhou's on an upswing. Chengdu's kind of like on a downswing-ish.
Yeah, like some teams are kind of figuring out their craziness, but they are still right in the thick of being in that stage playoff.
The thing is they got a good map differential because you know what? Here's the thing. They might not win all of their games, but they win at least 1 or 2 maps in a fucking match. Mm-hmm. Instead of just getting their face pile driven. Oh, wait, no, they're doing the pile driving.
Yep.
Oh,
Because, I mean,
they're not getting a hammer shoved up their ass every fucking week because they can't play goddamn goats.
Yeah. But, I mean, looking at Chengdu, like, they do have a distinct advantage because they are positive map differential, whereas Hangzhou has a -6 map differential.
Because
that's a lot to overcome for them.
They had
a rough first 2 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, them and the Charge
first 2 games.
Them and the Charge got absolutely brutalized by the schedule.
Yeah, they did.
But all that says now is watch out for them in stage 3 and 4.
Yep.
Because I like how the schedule works, but I don't because it's not balanced in the stage.
Yeah.
All the teams are there.
Right.
You knew who was going to be good going in.
Exactly.
So, balance it out. Give them Florida and New York. Don't give them New York, Vancouver.
Right.
And then wonder why they're fucking garbage.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the biggest thing in this match is going to be what Hangzhou does DPS-wise.
Yes.
And, because you know they're going to go up against them, because they're running more DPS now anyway. Mm-hmm. You got Crystal. I think he should play more.
For sure. The fact that he wasn't playing...
Yeah. I think
much is just baffling.
Yeah, the thing is that Chengdu they got clobbered. Because Jinmu and Bacon Jack didn't look as good.
Yeah, but they were not as sharp.
Oh boy, and this map pool, boys, is gonna be a fun one.
Oh man. So you're starting off with Busan.
Yeah, I just wanted to see the map pool, and we got Busan,
Anubis, Blizzard World,
and Junkertown.
Wow. Yeah, this is going to be... There's going to be a couple of maps where it's going to go like 7-6.
And I hope to God Uber's fucking announcing this.
Oh, please.
He's going to lose his mind. He probably looked at that and was like, oh, Jesus Christ. I had to do this with the Charge, and now I got this fucking map pool. And it's just like, he's like, I think he toasted, it's like, I did the best I could with that match. I don't...
Right? Oh, God.
Or Semler.
Honestly, I wouldn't be... I would kind of love to see...
any of them.
Achilleos. Yeah. And I would love to see Achilleos and Wolf do this, because, like, they're just going to be, like... They're going to be analytical and say... but they're going to be like, what are they doing?
Achilleos is going to absolutely lose his mind.
Oh, my God, it's going to be amazing.
Jinmu just killed 3 people! I don't know where, but they're dead!
But then Crystal just got 3 more, so it's a 3-on-3. What is going on?
What is going on?
Yeah, this game is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
But this is a big week
this is a big deal for both teams.
It is. Hangzhou's got it a little bit easier because after this game, Chengdu has to play London.
Oh, London, that's right. Yeah.
Whereas Hangzhou has to play. Who are they playing next?
Paris.
Hangzhou's got Paris, which is. I would way rather face Paris than
London.
Yeah.
Especially right now.
Especially with the way that London's been playing. Ooh, boy. Yeah. That's a rough one. So this is a big week for Chengdu.
To prove to people that they can...
This game is even more important, honestly, because this is the one that they got to take if they want to solidify their spot in the stage playoffs.
And they also, to solidify, look, guys, we're not a gimmick.
Yes. That as well, for sure.
And yeah, they're going to do DPS things, but you know what? That's the fucking game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You guys can call it whatever you want to call it. They're playing the game. The other teams are playing the game. They're just playing 3-3.
Right.
They're playing it different. That doesn't mean they're terrible. It's just, they got to prove to people, hey, look, we can do this.
Right.
And you know, are they going to beat, nobody's going to beat Vancouver and San Francisco and New York unless they're napping anyway.
Yeah.
The New York's normal, I'm taking a day off.
Yeah.
Thing. But well, they do they lost a game in every stage last year, and it was always to some team like Atlanta.
They were just like, what?
It was the same thing.
Why did you lose that? You had no business losing that game.
Yeah.
Because you just came out like, and you're just like, we're just going to play Pine the whole time.
Yeah.
He's just going to try to, he's just going to do Widowmaker things.
And then they were
if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then whatever.
It would get to like 2-1, and then they would
and they were like, oh shit, we should probably put Sabiobi back in.
Yeah. Oh.
Too late
Fuck
now.
it.
Yeah, whatever.
We still have 57 plus map differential, so
Right.
we're all right.
So let's move on to the other map, or the other game that we think is going to be a good one, and that's going to be Chengdu versus London.
I know we're not highlighting too much Dallas on this, but we're talking playoff-ish things here.
Yeah.
Where outside of the fun that it's going to be to watch Dallas. Dallas Houston's going to be big for a different reason.
Oh yeah, for sure. Houston may as well be
Houston's an anime.
a Korean team, like a full-on Korean roster. With the way that their fan base acts, like they may as well be.
Well, yeah, most of it.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Anyway, I just insulted all of the outlaw nation. So
yeah. Well, how many times have we done that before? So let's talk Chengdu versus London.
Oh wait! Look, there's Jake anime art over there. Run! Sorry.
So Chengdu versus London. This is even bigger for Chengdu because even if they don't win, they need to pick up a map or two.
They need to show people they can hang.
Yes, exactly. Because I fully expect London to win this game just because of the role that they are on, and they just seem to be clicking on all cylinders at this point.
Yeah, and Chengdu needs to go in there, and they don't have to play 3-3. London is gonna do some form of it.
They're gonna do
Winston Goats. Chengdu is not comfortable doing that.
No.
And they don't have to.
Right, but that's the thing is like while London is better at Winston Goats than they were regular, I think it is a more vulnerable comp than straight up Rhine Goats.
Yeah, but it does work a little bit better against DPS-ish kind of things.
So, like, in some ways it works to Chengdu's advantage, in some ways it works to their disadvantage, and I think there's like a couple of maps that they really need to take advantage of, and it's mostly the first two. Because we already know how putrid London is on Oasis. I mean, that carries over more from last year than anything, but
Chengdu can do more of their style on Oasis.
Exactly.
And a little bit on Paris.
Yeah, and Paris is kind of a free-for-all of play whatever crazy weird bunker or
goats.
4 DPS comps. Like, it's so bizarre. But there's so many different things you can do on that map.
Yeah, exactly.
That it works to Chengdu's advantage. Eichenwald and Oasis Rialto. Those are not quite so much. Those are a little more
3-3, especially Rialto.
Yeah.
You can't get too cute on Rialto or you're just going to get rolled.
Yeah.
And there's points on Eichenwald where you can mess around.
Right. But even then, it's still a pretty...
Rhine Goats. I mean, on
Rhine
defense...
Goats, Winston Goats.
You can get cute on the point defense a little bit.
Yeah. You can run a weird bunker comp.
Or you can run a Farah, Mercy, and with... They like to do that, too.
Yeah, they like to run the pharmacy with...
like a kind of a...
on the ball, and...
Or they'll run in with like a... kind of a goat so you can get Zarya charge.
Yeah.
But
and you do like a... Yeah, they do like wrecking ball goats almost sometimes with that. And then you get... But then they have Bacon Jack running...
Farah.
No, they'll have Jinmu on Farah
that's
and Bacon Jack on Widow.
Yeah. Something so you can get a little bit of... So when you do the dreaded swap and you're at like an ult economy disadvantage or whatever, but if you smash them anyway, it doesn't really matter.
So I mean, there's definitely some weirdness with those. Those first two maps are going to be key for Chengdu.
Yeah.
If they lose either of those, then it's over.
Yeah. And London seems like a different team now. They kind of figured things out.
Yeah.
Chengdu though needs to show up.
Yes.
And we said that about the last match. That's more the winnable game, like you said earlier, is Hangzhou.
Yeah.
And Hangzhou has to win that one. And London could be at a point where they don't necessarily have to win.
Yeah.
But they're still going to...
I think they're going to
want to
show people...
We're London still.
Yeah, exactly.
And they got things clicking.
Yes. And I don't think they want to mess that up. I think they want to just keep rolling the way that they have been is their best bet.
If they keep getting better at the Winston Goats, which it seems like it's going more and more towards...
Yeah.
It's the Rhine Goats is getting more of a situational...
Yes.
More than it was last stage.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of factors in with that, too.
But there's we're seeing way more Winston Goats than anything else anymore.
Yeah.
Which I'm totally cool with, because Winston Goats is more...
It's more fun to watch. I mean, the other ones...
I like to watch Ryan Goats too, but...
I like it
there's
more
only
from...
so much strafing and back and...
And
moving up and...
do-si-doing around the...
Yeah.
Rotating.
Rotate and rotate and rotate.
We're just
you used your alts, we used our alts, nobody died. One pick, okay. It's over. Reset.
Yep.
Yeah, that's basically what it's been.
Rotate, Lucio boops 3 people off whatever environmental thing, and reset.
And team kill.
Yep.
So it's either you get picks with none of your alts, or you get picks with all of your alts.
Yeah.
Or you use all your alts, you get no picks, and then somebody... Yeah, it's...
The team with the better mechanical skill, believe it or not, wins usually.
Yeah, right.
Wow,
it's
that's
so
a
weird.
fucking shocker.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, so...
Anyway...
Let's wrap.
Yeah. All right. So that's going to do it for our news and preview for week 4. We hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We did a little different this time. And don't forget to hit a like and a subscribe on YouTube on any of the podcast catching devices that you have, whether it's iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, wherever you're listening to us.
Stitcher,
whatever. Give us a rating. And always give us comments. We love the conversation. Keep it going. And
keep an eye on our Twitter for any other updates that we have.
Sunday Backcap may not happen this week.
Yeah.
It's a scheduling thing. So we will have a review of some sort, whether we do a stream on Monday or we just do a review episode where we're not streaming. We haven't gotten to that yet, but just keep an eye out, guys.
Yeah, we'll let you know on Twitter pretty soon.
Yeah, definitely.
What the deal is with that.
You guys have a good rest of your day and enjoy the Dallas getaway weekend.
We'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.